This is Charles Kao with TravelMole TV at Focusrite Conference in Fort Lauderdale with Tony Schettino with Webtrends, who does something very interesting and great value for people who have websites. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Charlie. How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Tell us briefly what you do and what that value add is and why.
Sure. So Charlie, we work with your subscribers to optimize the visitor experience across their digital properties. And really what that means is we provide a platform of analytics that goes down to the visitor detail, down to the actual individual, and allows us to track all their behaviors across all your digital properties, stitch that information together, and then help you optimize that experience, right? So really what we're trying to do is take all those marketing dollars that you spend and help you figure out how they're leading to conversion, how they're leading to better customer experience, right? And also how you can better allocate those dollars across your digital properties and through your ad spend, right? So really what we're trying to do is allow you to deal with your customers as a segment of one, so down to the individual, optimize that experience, and then optimize their conversion or their yield of the digital.
Tony, does that include the abandonments, minimizing abandonments or understanding?
Charlie, that's exactly it. So you've hit the nail on the head, and I appreciate the question. Yes, so what we're trying to do is, if that individual is tracking through a digital property like your website or a mobile app, and let's say that they started to do a booking on your site, and they then left without completing that action, right? What we're going to do is we're going to pick that up and in real time feed that to either our optimized platform, which is going to use very sophisticated algorithms to figure out what they were actually trying to accomplish and then try to remarket to them, or you can feed it to some other downstream system like a third-party email retargeting engine or something like that that can then follow up with them at your chosen time, right?
Or it could be something wrong with your website design or the IT on it?
Yes, and that's where the analytics piece comes into play, right? So what we were talking about a moment ago is the optimize area.
Okay.
Now with analytics is going to tell you if there's a problem with the website. And we've been in the analytics business for over 20 years. We actually invented the concept of web analytics back in 1995. We introduced the industry's first web analytics platform, and back then it was based on log files. Now we're a JavaScript tagging environment where we track all activities that occur on the digital properties through that JavaScript tag. It goes back to our servers, which are software as a service, and it allows us to tell you exactly what that user experience was, whether they ran into 404 areas or 500 errors or things like that, and allows you to go proactively fix that. But more importantly, let's say that they were successful in creating a booking, but they just didn't complete the transaction. Why did that happen?
Mm-hmm. Now, Tony, you were telling me something before that prompted me to start the camera rolling. When you told me the story about a hypothetical, I guess maybe not hypothetical, where somebody spends, say, $25,000 a month with Google or per year, and for keywords. And then when you get the bill with the details, you crunch your customer data across the bill, and you find that 25% or 30% of them were already your customers.
That's correct.
Easily proven from your database. So what you did, or what actually became part of the business here at Webtrends, is you go back to Google and say, hey, here is 30%. They are our customers, so I'm not going to pay you 30% of this $25,000. I want a refund.
Right.
And they'll give it back, you say.
Well, so Charlie, what you can do is we're the honest broker, right? So with Google Analytics, Google's job is to figure out how much they can charge you for keywords, right? They're trying to maximize that revenue model.
Makes sense.
We're the honest broker on the other side. Google doesn't collect all the details, okay? They only need a sampling of data. So customers mistakenly believe that Google Analytics is telling them everything that's going on their site. And that's not true. What's happening is they're only using a sample data set to figure out, oh, okay, this is generally what's happening on your site, and this is generally how people are getting there. But the true story is in the full detail, right? Probably, 5, 10, 20% of those people who got there through a paid keyword search are already in your database. They're just looking to find your site again, and they didn't bookmark it, right? So the most convenient thing for most people to do is do a Google keyword search. Right? They traffic to your site.
When I see those paid advertising on top of Google search,
Right.
while their organic listing may be, a few lines below it,
Right.
and I click on the paid,
Right.
good chance if they're using your service, they're not paying for that click.
Well,
if I'm a customer already.
Well, so what you can do, Charlie, is you can take those people who show up in your database that are already authenticated, and you can go back to Google and negotiate with them and just say, look, these people already know they're my customers. They just happen to use your search engine to get here. Because they didn't bookmark the site. Right. So I'd like to talk to you, Google, about getting my money back on the folks that I know that are already my customers. I can identify them. Here they are. They got here through a keyword search. I'd like to get credit back or my money back or something like that. So you can negotiate with them because you have the full detail. The other part of it is part of our job, if you engage our agency services, is to help you optimize that up front. Right? Let's make sure that we've got the right keywords at the right time and that we're tracking the traffic correctly so that we can go back to Google and say, this is what I'm paying for and this is what I'm not paying for. Right? So it gives you the ability to go back and compare notes with Google and say, this is the truth that happened on my website.
Tell me, at the end of the day, it's always been a mystery for me, between your website log, Alexa, Google Analytics, etc. What is more accurate in terms of data? Now you explain Google Analytics, so that we know is not.
Right.
Alexa, we kind of know is not either. I'm kind of answering my own question.
Right. Well, so Alexa requires users to download the little applet, the little JavaScript applet for Alexa, and it only tracks a sampling of web browsers out there in the industry, and it just happens to be those folks who download their little plugin, right? In our case, we believe that we're the most accurate because we're actually tracking everything that's going on your website.
And at the end of the day, what's on your server is the most accurate.
That is correct. That is correct, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Tony. Webtrends for travel.
All right. Thank you.